Hello everybody and welcome back. Today I'm going to be retrying a bunch of makeup products that I disliked, and today's video is just meant to be a fun, lighthearted video. I know it can come across negative, but I just love this type of video. I think it's so different from the norm. And if any of these products are your favorites and they work well for you, I'm very jealous, okay? But that's the beauty of makeup. Products work differently for everyone. So before we get into these makeup products, I would love for you to subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get started. I'm going to be starting with something I completely forgot about, and that is the Fenty Beauty Eaze Drop Lit All Over Glow Enhancer. I completely wiped my recollection of this product, so it's gonna be like a first impressions all over again. So that's the consistency. It's a nice gel-like formula. Let's see if this jostles my memory. I'm just gonna put it on my high points right now. You know what? I think I remember now that I'm feeling the texture. I think it was just serum with nothing else to it. It didn't really have a pearl. It was just like wasted money to me. It does a little something, but like not much more than a skincare product would, you know? Like I feel like it's just too subtle. There's no impact at all. That is such a forgettable product. Okay, moving past that, I am so jealous of every single person that loves this foundation. I see it all the time and people rave about it all the time, but it just did not work for me at all. And this is the Saie Glowy Super Skin Foundation. I have the shade 8. I'm just going to take a little bit on my hand here, and I'm just going to dot it on just a little at a time. And I dug out the brush they brought out with this foundation, and I remember they wanted you to press this into your skin. So I'm gonna do exactly that for the most part. Around my nose, I like to do downward strokes. I have changed my SPF since the last time I tried this, so maybe it's gonna be better. I now go in with that Beauty of Joseon SPF instead of the Belief one, so I wonder if that's going to make a big difference, or if it's just not a fit for me. This is looking vastly different from what I remember it looking like on me. I remember it was like so beyond glowy. It looked greasy on me. It felt heavy. It felt like I was wearing a mask and it wasn't sitting properly on my skin. But I feel like it just wasn't a match with the Belief sunscreen at the time, because this is sitting on my skin completely different. Okay, this one has the potential to be redeemed. We'll see how it wears today. If I even wear this today, we'll see what happens after, but I am willing to try this again. Okay, so now for my under eyes, I'm going to be using the Glowish by Huda Beauty Bright Light Sheer Concealer, and I'm using the shade Fair Cool. So this is kind of more like an eye brightener situation, and I remember it just didn't really do much except made my under eyes look greasy. It was more like a subtle highlighter. I remember this one quite well. I guess it traumatized me. I'm just kidding. You guys, sometimes it's just fun to be over dramatic. I know a lot of you guys can relate. Okay, why does that also look really nice? What's going on here? That actually looks really nice too. I just was about to go right past because it looks good. Okay. Maybe that sunscreen sabotaged this kind of glowy makeup. I don't know. Like, it's not overcorrecting, obviously it's a sheer concealer. Like, I can still see a little bit of my blue tint right here, but I do look awakened. So nice. I think another product that could potentially be redeemed. I feel like it's sitting on top of my skin way better than it did before. Interesting. My mind is kind of shook. I don't know what to think. Okay, next up I'm going to layer over another concealer. This is the Bobbi Brown Skin Full Cover Concealer, and I have the shade Sand. I remember this being a really weird applicator. Yeah, it just makes me feel uncomfy for some reason. I think it's just because it looks like a little spoon, like a petal spoon, and I'm like, why do I need so much concealer? See what I mean? Like, what is that? I'm going to apply it with the back side, just the tiniest amount. Now for my powder, I'm going to retry the Nars Light Reflecting Advanced Perfecting Powder, and I'm just going to put a little bit under my eyes. I think if I press too much of this under my eyes, it's just going to be too much, so I'm just going to sweep on a little bit. And then I'll put this on my face later on because I have some creams and such to go in with. This is another product I kind of completely wiped from my recollection. I just really exaggerated the look of my under eye texture there though. That does not look good under the eyes, but hopefully on the face it'll look better. So now for my bronzer, I found this one. This is the Ultra Matte Powder Bronzer from Melt Cosmetics. I remember being like, what do you mean ultra matte? Because it definitely has a glow to it. And I remember the shades being really weird. Like I think this is one of the lighter toned ones. It's this shade Santa Cruz, but it looks so dark. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit on this Moda brush. Oh yes. You can see exactly why I really did not like this. It looks kind of cool toned in the pan, but once it touched my skin, Oompa Loompas came out. What is happening? Oh god, I'm gonna be so orange. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, what if I put it everywhere? Will it look bad still? Yeah, still looks bad. The formula itself feels quite nice actually. It's blending out nice and the finish is nice, but it's not ultra matte. It's just the color and the name that I'm just like, what? Hello? I'm just really trying to blend it in. Okay, my chair is gonna piss me right off. It's squeaking so much. Really trying to work this orange into my hairline. Now I feel like it doesn't look that bad. Or am I just delusional? That's the real question, isn't it? This. I am compiling a list for the end of the year. I want to do a video about the worst makeup of 2023. Potentially, I don't know if that's going to be too negative. You let me know on that. But when I thought up of that idea, this came to my mind immediately. This is the Kosas Glow IV Vitamin-Infused Skin Enhancer. Sounds beautiful, but it's a glitter bomb, which I found so random for Kosas especially because they're such a natural kind of no makeup brand. I was just like, why? Where did this glitter come from? I just am having a hard time wrapping my head around it. But I remember purchasing this and I was like, why didn't I ever return it? But I guess it's for fun for this video. And I'm using the shade Spark. Like on camera, that just looked really pretty. But it's no skin enhancer, you know? Okay, that looks really nice on camera, but once I zoom you guys in, you'll see what I mean. It just looks like speckled glitter. The texture is nice. It's a beautiful gel. Again, it's just the finish. And I feel like it does the opposite of a skin enhancer. Well, it enhances my skin. Yeah, a lot. It's texture. So I guess the name is fitting. They should have in parentheses, not the enhancing you want, though. Bad joke, not even a joke. Yeah, I feel like that looks nice from all the way over there. But here you go, come on in. Do you see the glitter? Do you see what I mean? I feel like rainbow fish. That's what I feel like. Oh, it's bad. Oh, it's bad, it's not good. It's not good. This next product feels like product clickbait. That's the best description for this. This is the Quo Beauty Lip and Cheek Mud. What does that look like, you guys? Oh, that's what. But the product inside of here is butt crack. It's almost insulting. First of all, the name does not give off a good first impression. Well, for me at least. Cheek mud. I don't want my cheeks to be muddy. That's like the least of what you want, you know? And like I don't want the texture of mud either. I don't know where they pulled this name from. Should I go with the orange theme? Warm bisque? Or maybe more... Actually, I'm looking at the other things I have in my collection. I also have this berry shade. This one would work with other things. Let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna go with this Cool Mauve 29 shade. Like if you're going to rip off a very popular brand's packaging, you better at least have a good product on the inside, you know? You can't just completely rip something off. And the texture is very, very matte. It feels kind of like those silky matte lip products, kind of like the Charlotte Tilbury airbrush matte lips that just came out, or like the Rare Beauty lip soufflés, or like the MAC Powder Kiss liquid lip colors. That kind of a texture that it feels kind of silicone-y, which is nice on the lips, but I find with this on the cheeks, it gets super, super patchy. And it has more of a matte finish. Okay, that actually looks good. Hello? Uh-oh, too much. And there's the cheek mud. Although it doesn't look very muddy on my cheeks today, which is commendable, it's still nothing as good as its muse, I guess. Like the Rare Beauty blushes are so much better than this. It's not for me. So now I'm just gonna put on some eye primer and my brows, so please enjoy the intermission. So earlier when I put on the Bobbi Brown concealer, I was like, why did I dislike this one? I could see for the color, like the color is not a great match for my skin tone, but now I saw, when I was doing my brows, I got a little bit of a jump scare of my under eyes. They look so thick and creepy and wholly creasy. Every little line I've got down here, this product is moving in permanently. I have squatters under my eyes, you know, like it's not good, and it makes me look very, very tired, and my under eyes just look thick and dry and gross. I remember now. At first, I was like, potentially a good product there, but no, do not like. So now for my eyeshadow, I'm going to be using this Rose Inc Satin Plum Lavender Shimmer Duo. So one side's a cream and the other is a beautiful looking shimmer. I remember the cream side looking quite patchy. I'm gonna do a quick little eye using this. Feel free to admire how good my under eyes look right now. Ooh, this is drier than, what's drier than this? I don't know if there's anything drier than this. I think it completely dried out. Okay, I think I'm gonna break a layer. That's not very good for longevity, is it? That's too bad. Yeah, it's so dry and crumbly. I'm working with the cream. That's odd. Okay. So I'm just gonna press some on my outer corner. And then I'm going to take a small-ish blending brush. This is a Smith 230. And I'm just going to start blending the edges of that. I remember this had good blendability. My issue with it was the specific shimmer inside. It looked very disconnected from its base color, which made it look patchy without it being actually patchy. Like the base of it is really nice, as you can see, like it's blending out really well. It's just like the shimmer that makes it look uneven and weird. It catches the light really unflatteringly. And I feel like this specific color looks very bruisey, right? It's not like a good plum. It has kind of an orange tinge to the base color. I remember, now I'm going in with the shimmer side, which I remember I was really drawn to in the beginning because it is a really pretty kind of scattered light kind of effect. But I remember it just disappears right away. So I'm gonna see if that happens again today. Trying to put some of this under here just to kind of camouflage the creasage. And another thing to note about this shimmer, it just does not have any moisture in it whatsoever, so it has such a dry feel. It's refusing to adhere to my eyelid. I think that's why it just disappears. With every blink, it just falls over your face. Like I feel some falling into my lashes and onto my face already, and I pressed it in with a finger. That shouldn't happen. Like now I'm just even putting it on top of where I put that cream down, and it feels the exact same. Like it doesn't have a tack. This isn't a very tacky cream shadow in this duo, so it's gonna do nothing to adhere it. Really not good. Just gonna take a second to curl my lashes, and then we're going to put on some mascara, which is going to remove the curl that I put in my lashes. I forgot. Okay, and the mascara I'm going to be using is the YSL Lash Clash mascara. And you know who's clashing with this mascara? It's me. We fight. Okay, first of all, I don't love when mascara wands are this big. I feel like it can just cause a lot of trouble, especially if you have smaller eyes. It's just a little unnecessary and it's hard to maneuver. It feels like a promising mascara right at the beginning because it goes through your lashes very quickly, it builds volume quickly, but it's a far too heavy formula. I recently retried this and I just get sad every time I use this because I wanted to love it, and I saw so many beautiful videos using this, but it's just not it compared to a lot of other mascaras out there. I usually go in with 2 coats. This wand is just very intimidating by the eye. Okay, doesn't look bad, but it feels very heavy. And I remember this one being a heavy smudger. Okay, but here are the eyes all done. Not the worst, but definitely far from my best work. So now I'm going to take some more of that Nars powder. I'm going to take it on a nice big fluffy brush. This is a Royal and Langnickel Omnia Balm 125 brush. And I'm going to sweep this and I'm going to pat this into my skin. I like to pat it, especially in my T-zone, just so it really gets into that foundation and sets it, because this is where I get oily throughout the day. I completely remember why I dislike this powder so much. It made my skin look very dull and cakey. It just sits on top of your skin oddly, like it just feels unflattering. Like I look embalmed. I don't even know what an embalmed person looks like, to be honest. I've never been to an open casket funeral. Is that too morbid to say in a video? I don't know. But here we are. Here are the eyes and skin all done. It feels dry. It feels very drying, that powder. But now moving on to lips, I have 2 options. This saddens me so much because I love Tower 28 to bits, okay? But these juice bombs are just completely not it for me. I was like, where's the juice? Where's the glow? Where's the pigment? It just feels like a little greasy stick, and I just don't, I'm not here for it entirely. This is the shade Shake. Yeah, it just feels subpar to everything else out there. Just very greasy, not the best. Not their best at all. They have so many good products, but this is just one of the flops for me. I also have this one, the Simi Haze Super Slick Lip Balm. The actual formula itself is not bad. It's just everything else about it. The packaging is very, very teeny. Also, the cap on mine came broken, so it doesn't seal properly. It just kind of never clicks. And this is how much product you get in here. No word of a lie. I remember describing this as like a dog penis. It looks exactly like a dog penis. Gross. I really don't want to rub it on my lips now that I've said that. But here we go. This is more what I was expecting from these. Like this gives me pigment and a nice juicy layer. Like pretty good, pretty good. The formula is pretty good. But for this amount, for like almost $30 Canadian, I believe $24 Canadian. No, USD, because I paid $24 USD for this, I remember now. Not it for that much money. That's almost like, what, like somewhere in the 30s Canadian. Crazy. It's giving kind of Ursula a little bit tonal wise. Tonally, yes. But her makeup is so much more slay than me right now. I see 2 products being potentially redeemed from this video. The Saie foundation and the Huda Beauty Sheer Concealer. These really stood out to me today, and I feel like there's quite a bit of potential. Otherwise, the products aren't the worst ever. Definitely not. Like, I still look fine. Like, it's not like I'd go outside and scare children bad or anything. There are just so many better products out there that perform better, that look better, that taste better. These ones are just kind of subpar for me. But yeah, I feel like I am looking forward to retrying these. I want to see what it looks like with other products I actually enjoy, like my powders and blushes and bronzers and such. Yeah, I can't believe how big of a difference the Beauty of Joseon SPF has made with these two here. I just quickly pulled out my SPF I've been using. It's this one. What do you guys think of my face? It's not the worst ever, definitely, but far from the best. Far, far, far from the best. That's going to be everything from me. I really hope you enjoyed today's video and found it entertaining. And if you did, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. I will have these items listed in the description down below. I don't recommend any of them, but maybe you want to check out some of their reviews or something. I don't know. They'll be down there though. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.